Passion. When I was growing up, when I was young in primary school, lower primary, I used to see piglets and I would be very excited. At one point, when I was getting to secondary school, I told my mother, if there is a way I could get a piglet, then inject it with a kind of a drug where it will not grow, and then it becomes a pet, I would adopt one. So I have had that passion for pigs,
Yes.
but now I have converted that now into business. So there's a lot of passion. Then there's also the issues of you really want to practice what you learned, because I did my BVM, Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine. I graduated in 2009. Yeah, good afternoon and good morning others. I prefer using the word greetings because this video could also be going global. For my name is Dr. Zachary Kenya. I'm a veterinarian and a business person. I happen to be the director of the Vetis Enterprise, which is a company that deals with pig farming, feed manufacturing, and veterinary drugs and vaccines. And for today, we are here in the Vetis pig farm, where we are showcasing on good farming practices. Thank you and much welcome to this farm.
Okay, now can you tell us when your farm started, why pigs, and the kind of breeds that you have in your farm?
We started in 2020, immediately after COVID. I remember we started with 4 piglets. We have grown for the 5 years. Right now we have a total of 45 sows. That is the mothers. Generally, it's good practice to count the number of pigs using sows. Yes. When you have around 40 sows to 45 sows, we are talking about on average around 500 pigs.
Why pigs?
Passion. When I was growing up, when I was young in primary school, lower primary, I used to see piglets and I would be very excited. At one point, when I was getting to secondary school, I told my mother, if there is a way I could get a piglet, then inject it with a kind of a drug where it will not grow, and then it becomes a pet, I would adopt one. So I have had that passion for pigs.
Yes.
But now I have converted that now into business. So there's a lot of passion. Then there's also the issues of you really want to practice what you learned, because I did my BVM, Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine. I graduated in 2009. And during the time of advising farmers, I also wanted to have the hands-on practice on what are we really talking about. The other issues is I'm keen on good utilization of land, especially for livestock. Remember, livestock is the backbone of this country. So those are some of the drivers that make me do what I do. I love attracting talents and creating an environment of innovation and creativity. So the farm you see has also enabled very young people who are able to come here and showcase their idea. And for us, we like that environment because that creativity is what yields even better ideas that can make our production better. Very importantly is the issues of Vision 2030 on food security. I believe it's each and every Kenyan responsibility to make sure that they contribute to that agenda. And I usually tell people that transformation is personal. So if you are able to do farming, if you are able to produce, please do produce, so that we can improve the GDP of this country, so that we have enough food. So when I see people, during COVID, we saw what happened, and there were barriers, and I told people, if you have 10 million in the bank, and then the government put a measures to close, will you eat the 10 million in cash? But if you have such a farm whereby you have pigs, another one has poultry, another one has cows, if such a thing happens, we will all have food. And therefore we'll have enough for ourselves, and then we'll have a surplus to export. And I trust that what GDP is all about. Thank you.
Now, because you have spoken about business, can you get us to how much it will cost you from to getting a piglet from when the time is born or furrowed to the time it goes to the market? Can you break down the cost?
Yeah, I can do that. Roughly, we are talking about 15,000. Because this cost, we look at it, remember we have a mother, you serve the mother, so you have used semen, or you are feeding the boar, that is cost. Then the mother carries the piglet for roughly 4 months, that's around 12 days. Then the piglet is born, then you rear the piglet to weaning, then to weaning to grower to finisher. When you do all that calculation, include feeding the mother and also paying the employees and also veterinary services, we are talking on average around 15,000 to 16,000 Kenyan shillings.
So how much are you supposed to sell that pig for you to make money?
When you sell over 20,000, you're doing okay.
So now meaning you have to go big.
You have to think big. Market is market. Some sells at 20,000, some 25,000. And therefore it is you to determine your margin by being innovative on the market structures. For feeding, again, there's a way you can feed that pig and you are able to spend 10,000. But I've spoken about 15,000 as an average. So it's you to be innovative and also learn from others so that you can see how you can bring the cost of production down. Remember, in business as farmer, there's something people need to know, and this one I'm not talking as a veterinarian, I'm talking as a business consultant. This is what we call cost leadership. Bring your cost down. You see, this farm is running on solar. This farm is running on wells for water. So you bring down the cost. For the feeds, you look for the cheapest quality feeds possible, so that you are able to bring your cost of production down. The other thing, you have to have very superior genetics. For us to be able to get to the market or to get the weight of 100 kg, which is the market weight, at 5 months, it requires a lot of effort. You need pigs who are gaining weight very quickly and good weight. We have pigs here which can gain 1.5 kg live weight per day. So you need those genetics. Those are some of the things you're talking about, because you can have very good feeds, but you don't have good genetics. So what will happen? The animal will feed, instead of feeding 3 kg, it feeds on 5 kg, and you lose 2 kg. That 2 kg, when you calculate, is cost. Again, you can have very good genes, but you have very poor feeds. So you find a pig of good genes is taking 4 kg instead of 2 kg. 2 kg, a kg is 50 shillings. So you're losing 100 shillings per day per pig, or 50 shillings per day per pig. Imagine you have 100 pigs. So those are some of the costs. Again, the people you work with, the resources, the staff. You need people who are knowledgeable so that they can be able to take care of your business. The people who are able to make decisions. And when they are able to make decisions, you also give them an environment to make those decisions with your directive. So those are some of the things we need to look at. The people you are working with, which is human capital, the structures you have should be good structure which are manageable, the feed should be good, the genetics should be good. So when you combine all these, you can bring the cost of production from 15,000 to 10,000 per pig. And therefore, when you sell at 20,000, you maximize your profit.
Now you have spoken about feeds. Can you tell us the different types of feeds that you feed your pigs, from the piglets, because let's say yes, from the piglets to the market stage?
Generally, we have 5 categories of feeds, but here we do 4. But I would still insist of 5. When the mother is pregnant, from day 1 of service at conception to 3 months, that is day 90, it is fed on what we call sow gestator feed or gestation feed, okay, for 3 months after service. After 90 days, it means that pig is remaining with 3 weeks to give birth. You transform that to sow lactation milk, so that you start preparing the pig for the energy it requires and also for the milk. That is the second category of feed. So lactator feed. Then when the pig has given birth, you continue feeding that pig or that sow with that lactation feed up to 4 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay? Now, that is dependable because some people win after 4 weeks. For us, now we are able to win at 4 weeks. So if you are winning at 6 weeks, you need to transit these piglets to winners. So during that period when you are giving sow lactator at 4 weeks, then you transit to sow winner. That is winner feed. We call them winner feed. And for some people they call it creep feed. Other they call it starter. Other they call it winner 1. Other they call it winner 2. It's feed which is able to support the piglets because the piglets start feeding after 2 weeks. That is the time that the enzymes have developed so that they're able to digest feed. So when these piglets have gotten used to feeding, then you translate to what we call winner 2 or full winner feed at around 6 weeks. Now these piglets will grow up to 3 months. During that period they are winners. Once they attain 3 months, they translate to what we call growers. So you transit from winner feed to grower feed. How many categories are those?
Those so far we are 4.
We are 4.
Yes.
So now we are at grower feeds.
Yes.
After grower feeds, I am happy we are following this.
Yes.
When now they are taking grower feed, they will feed on grower feed from 3 months to 4 months. Okay, or 4.5 months, depending on the speed the pig is growing. Then after 4 months, you translate them to fattener feed, or baconer feed, or porker feed, or finisher feed. So this variation in days and weeks depends on your genetics, on your feed quality, and other factors. Yeah.
Now, I've seen you are mixing your own feeds.
Yes.
Now, because we are all in business and this video will reach more people, can you tell us the price range of your feeds? Lactator, gestation, all of them. Can you tell us the prices?
Yeah, for now we are selling the pig gestator. The feed we started with at 40 shillings per kilo. It come packaged in 50 kg, so that is 2,500. You can also request us to package for you at 70 kg. So that translates to 2,800 per bag. For the soy lactator is a bit expensive because of the issues of meal, but it's of value. It's value for money. A kilo is going for 55 shillings. So for 50 kg bag, that is 2,750 shillings. Together up to there?
Yes.
Then we go to winner.
Okay.
Winner feed, again, the range is the same, 50 shillings per kilo, 55 shillings per kilo. Remember, we have winner 1, winner 2. Yes. So that is the range, 55 shillings per kilo. That is 27.50 per 50 kg bag. Then we go to growers. When we go to growers, we lower the price to 45 shillings per kilo. And that is the same price we maintain for fattener, 45 shillings per kilo.
So now, you have told me you are a doctor. Now let's talk about genetics and pig diseases. So the common diseases, or currently in Kenya we are suffering from genetics. So what do you advise, or what is your view on that?
Genetics, there is a lot of work going on. If you want to succeed in pig business, you need to look at your genetics. What we have here, we have F1. F1 is first generation pigs, which are crossbred, hybrid of landrace and large white. Are we together? Yes. And then when you're selecting your gills, you need to select ones large white because of the issues. It's also called Yorkshire, because of the issues of, there are several parameters we check when you are selecting a gilt or something that is going to become a mother. Okay? We have more superior breeds like piglets, which again, they are also in this farm. Those cross breeds, they help you achieve the best quality because genetic selection is about picking the best genes from this particular animal and the best from here and here, and combining them in such a way that they can work in harmony and achieve optimal performance. And for pigs, for fatteners, we are looking for fast growth, less fat, so it's and more meat. and sweetness, especially for
Yeah.
people who love duros.
Yeah.
For sows, we are keen on milk production. We want a sow which produce much milk. Good teat conformation. We look at the physical issues. That is the physical and also the temperament of the sow. It should be a good mother so that it can be able to take care of the mother. Now, on the same issues of genetics, you might want to look at the litter size, the survival rate. How many will survive?
Yes.
We also have that mix of genetics where they are able to resist diseases,
Yes.
some kind of diseases. Now that is the issues of genetics. That is a discussion that we can have more so that we go deeper in how you cross these animals so that you get the best. So, but we have first generations here. That's what if you are not doing first generation, please pull up your socks. Some people are up to third generation, fourth generation. On the issues of diseases, one, you have to be very keen with biosecurity. Biosecurity is hygiene. In a nutshell, is hygiene. You have to be clean. How you do things, you have to be disinfectants in place when you you're doing things. You have to ensure that you treat animals timely. And most importantly, there are 4 key diseases we are very keen on and we vaccinate against. Number 1 is parvo.
Yes.
Parvo, it is causes damage when it comes to issues of reproduction. And you start seeing cases of people getting animals which are giving birth to dead piglets. We call
That is very
stillbirth.
common.
Or you find that some are very weak, or some they don't survive the first week, they die. That is parvo. Then we have leptospira. Parvo is then we have leptospira disease. Then we have what we call erysipelas. So the vaccine that comes packaged is called EPL, erysipelas, parvo, leptospira. That vaccine you need to do. Now you can see me or you can see any other veterinarian to advise you on when to vaccinate against the same and where to get the vaccine so that you minimize those kind of damages, because those are losses. Then we have E. coli vaccine. You see this whitish diarrhea
Yes.
in piglets, you manage with E. coli vaccine. E. coli is a common bacteria, but when it is in high threshold, it's a common flora in the stomach,
Yes.
but if it is in high threshold, it causes damages. Those are some of the things you do. And remember we said that the cost of raising a pig is 15,000.
Yes.
So if you look at that, then you forget to look at how many are dying.
Yes.
You might end up going to 20,000 in a way, without knowing, because if you are losing 3, 4, 5 piglets, you see now these losses.
Yes.
So you find some farms, yes, they are keen on the baconers,
Yes.
but they are also not very keen on the other losses.
Now, we have an issue with our feeding currently in this country, because farmers don't know the exact feeds to give the animal. Can you at least direct them on what, if it's a lactator or it's a finisher, at least the common components that the feeds should have?
It needs to have enough energy. Enough is as per the recommendation per category. Those categories we have discussed, they have different energy requirement levels. They have different protein requirement levels. They have differing amino acid requirement levels. They have differing requirement level for minerals. And in minerals, we say that we are keen on phosphorus and potassium and calcium, among others. Then they have different levels of fiber requirement, and they have different levels of fat requirement. So those are some of the things you look at. The other thing is, to mention quickly, is the issues of dry matter. We are having a lot of feed spoilage because of the dry matter. We are not keen on dry matter. The normal storage for feed, it has to have a moisture of 88, dry matter of 88 to 90%. So if you're having feeds, maize which is 80 or 84, that maize is likely to spoil. And therefore you end up having stale food, and you might not gain the optimal value from that food, and that food is subject to spoilage by various categories of feed spoilage, um, microorganisms including the mycotoxins, yeah,
Yes.
that is the fungal. There are issues to do with for protein like fish, salmonella, then you start experiencing diarrhea. So the dryness of your feed is very important, and the quality of the feed materials is also very important, because what are we talking about in this country? We are talking about where we have maize, which differs in quality across the region, whereby you find what is in Tanzania is different, slightly different from what is in Uganda, and it's also different from what is in Kenya, and even in locally setup, what is in Kitale differ from, because of the issues of the soil. So it's a holistic, it's a multidisciplinary issue that requires even soil experts. But the best thing to do is take the feed material, take to the lab, screen it, be able to be informed of what you're mixing, or buy your feeds from a credible source and work with your feed manufacturer, so that you can be telling this person, look here, I'm not making profit. Your feed I'm feeding, and by the time I'm done feeding, the pig has consumed 23,000, and I'm selling the pig at 20,000. So your feed manufacturer should be able to work with you to make sure that at least you're getting a return on investment, something profit from this. And that's what we tell farmers at Kenya Feeds. Don't just come by feeds. Work with us the journey. Let us know your production levels so that we are able to push. If you are making a margin of 3,000, we can be able to push you per pig to make 5,000, so that you can also employ more people and create employment by having better income.
Now let's talk money. Has pig given you money?
I thought that's what we have been talking about.
No, you personally, has it given you money?
Yeah. You have seen some young men, you have seen employees here, staff, about 7?
Yes.
Wanakula hizi nguruwe.
So there is money.
Wanakula hizi nguruwe, wananibakishia kidogo yangu. If I can have 10 people here working, I expand this enterprise. The diabetes runs with the ideology of creating employment, attracting talent, bringing as many people as possible. So it is you, when you join diabetes, to identify where you want to be, where you want to be a cleaner, where you want to contribute through feed formulation, where you want to contribute as a plant attendant, whether you want to contribute as a manager. You come here, we work with you, we assess your talent. That is one thing I'm very good at, identifying talent. Then I tell you, this is where you need to be. We have veterinarians, we work with them. So join us, work with us, whatever you get to share. Yes.
Now, as we end up, can you please talk to any upcoming farmer, or anyone thinking about farming, or those who have been in farming and they want to go away? What would you tell them?
One thing I need to clarify here without contradiction is we need to remember our history. When you look at international arrangement for trade, there's what we call comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is what are you strong in as a country. And here I'm talking about Kenya. When you talk about competitive advantage, what are your strengths as a business to be able to defeat your competitor or to outwit your competitor? Comparative advantage is what are you good as a country to be able to do that as the other country do something else. Our comparative advantage, I strongly still believe it is agriculture, and specifically livestock and crop farming. Now, what do we need to do? We need to understand that first. Once we understand that, when we are training our children from lower primary to secondary to university, let them understand that. When they come up understanding that, and also we work with them to show them that we can do farming and still make money, they'll do farming. Now, can you imagine the elites, the people graduating from the university? I have 4 degrees, I'm familiar, including So imagine someone who has just graduated from the university. He is the elite. He is the expert in that area.
Yeah.
Or he is one who is enlightened in that area. And then get to farming. How much production will that be? There will be more production. And it will not just be more production, it will also be quality production. So if you are buying a crop, whether it's a maize from that person who is farming with that education, you are sure of the quality, and that is the quality that the international community is looking at. That is the only way we are going to boost our production and our trade and our export. Today, we leave farming for those people who are not very educated, which is a problem. And then we want to sit in the office. And trust me, if you don't come here, ushike hiyo kifagio ujaribu kuklinia hiyo nguruwe, you will not understand the problem in that pig. If you sit back and keep giving orders, that becomes a problem. And therefore, we find majority of us in the country wamekaa padei. There is division. Wamekaa kandei ya kuambia watu what to do. I want us to shift from this majority side ya kukaa tuingie hii side ya production, so that we interact with these people and be able to understand. That way, even when we are doing our policies, we'll be able to understand our policy better, and we'll come up with a policy that is working. We can say truly this policy we have developed, we are able to run with it. It's not just borrowed, it is something that we agreed on. And our young people, they will see us parents who are doing farming, and therefore they will join in automatically and will continue with farming. And we'll have a lot of production. We'll export maize, we'll export coffee, we'll export pigs. Right now we are exporting a sheep and goes to Oman, we are exporting bull, and that is the continue. And we will maintain the quality, because it's very important to have consistency. You can produce, but you do not have the consistency. So what you produce today should be what you produce tomorrow, should be what you produce the other day. You should be able to maintain that quality, and it should be reproducible. Success is about production. Before you go to distribute, produce first. Before you go to distribute, reproduce first. Produce, reproduce, distribute, dominate the market.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So now, as you continue farming, you told me you want to expand. Will the market be able to handle that?
Yeah, pork is coming up. People are appreciating pork as a meal. And now that the complementary, that is the goats, we are exporting, we need to maintain that. Let's export that. Let's eat pork. It's a source of animal protein. So the market is coming up. Another thing, porks are growing very fast. So cooking methods have improved. So there is enough market, because it is us. We eat our own. I encourage people to eat their own. Do not import meat in this country if you can be able to produce it here. Do not import maize in this country if you can be able to produce it here. It should be the other way around. You produce surplus, you export. You boost our currency.